3-Minute French, Course 1. Bonjour et bienvenue. Hello and welcome to this French course. My name is Kieran, and I just wanted to give you a quick insight into how this French course works. 3-Minute French is a course for complete beginners, or for anybody who has tried and failed to learn French in the past. Let me give you a quick example of the method. Here's your first word in French. Bon. Bon. It means good. Bon. Now here's your next word. C'est. C'est. It means it is. C'est. So how do you say it is good? C'est bon. C'est bon. Throughout this course, you'll learn lots of words and phrases that you can put together to form your own sentences. You'll notice that there are lots of French words that look very similar to English. For example, fantastique. Fantastique means fantastic. Fantastique. We've seen bon, which means good, c'est, which means it is, and fantastique, which means fantastic. So how would you say it is fantastic? C'est fantastique. C'est fantastique. A cute little word in French is ici. Ici, which means here. Ici. So how would you say it is here? C'est ici. C'est ici. How would you say it is good here? C'est bon ici. C'est bon ici. How would you say it is fantastic here? C'est fantastique ici. C'est fantastique ici. So that was a quick 2-minute intro into the way this course works. Basically, I break down the French language into tiny chunks that I show you how to build back together again, in a logical, simple to understand way. You can go from knowing no French at all to putting together your own sentences in just a few minutes. The words and phrases that you'll learn in this course will be useful to you in any French-speaking country. A lot of traditional language courses either start by teaching you an endless list of pronunciation rules, or you learn phrases that aren't too useful for the beginner, such as how to talk about your family or your job. In 3-Minute French, you'll learn the most useful words first. In your 2-minute lesson that you've just had, you've already learnt a couple of things that you could use in a French restaurant if somebody asks you how your food is. You could say, c'est bon, it's good. Or if it's particularly delicious food, you can say, c'est fantastique, it's fantastic. As well as vocabulary, there are some useful grammar points that will be explained to you in bite-sized chunks. You'll then be given plenty of opportunities to put them into practice. In this first course, you'll also be given 2 vocabulary expansion sheets, which are documents full of useful vocabulary in specific topics: food and drink, and numbers. These vocabulary expansion sheets give a boost to your French and help to improve your comprehension. Finally, the title: 3-Minute French. Obviously, you can't learn French in just 3 minutes, but you can learn it in 3-minute chunks. As the name suggests, each lesson in this course lasts just 3 minutes, more or less. In each lesson, you learn a tiny chunk of French that you can use to build sentences. As you work through the course, you'll learn more and more little chunks, and your sentences will gradually get longer and longer. The chunks that you learn in the first lessons are carried through to the last lessons. This means you don't have to worry about trying to remember everything. You will get so much opportunity for practice that you will find the words and phrases just sink into your brain. The lessons in this course are focused, practical, and effective, and you will build language skills that you can use straight away in real-world situations. You'll be able to speak French comfortably and with confidence whenever you're in a French-speaking country. Why 3 minutes? When you begin learning something new, you tend to start off with lots of excitement and motivation. You might spend a few hours on the first day learning, but then the next day you can only manage 1 hour, and then that goes down to half an hour, and then you get bored and you give up. Well, the reason behind the very short lessons is that it helps you to stay motivated, and it also enhances the learning process. By keeping your learning to short chunks, you will find 3 wonderful things start to happen. Firstly, you will maintain enthusiasm. If you want to learn anything, you have to maintain enthusiasm, or else you won't continue. If you limit your study time to just 3 minutes, you'll keep French fresh and exciting, and you'll be eager to learn. If you spend hours studying, very quickly you'll get bored with French, and it'll turn into a chore. Secondly, you'll study more consistently. It's much better to study for just 3 minutes once a day than to study for 3 hours once a week. A spare 3 minutes is relatively easy to find, even in the most hectic of schedules. If you make sure you complete at least one 3-minute study session every day, it'll quickly become a habit that you'll do without thinking. It's much easier to fit in a daily 3-minute habit than a weekly 1-hour habit. By doing this, you'll become a much more consistent learner, and consistency is the key to success. Thirdly, you will remember things better. This is my favourite reason as to why you should limit your study to just 3-minute chunks. If you study something for just 3 minutes every day, you'll trick your brain into memorising the information more quickly than if it were to see the information for hours each day. It'll think, I see this information every day, so it must be important, but I don't see it for very long, so I'd better hold on to it and make it into a memory fast. You'll be amazed at how much more easily things tend to stay in your brain if you limit yourself to just 3 minutes a day. So that's why I keep the lessons to just 3 minutes. What will I learn in this course? You'll start off learning a few words in French that you can string together in different orders to form lots of different sentences. As you work through the course, you'll add more and more words and phrases that will let you form longer and more complex sentences with ease. In this course, you'll also learn about the different accents in French. They're the little lines that you see above some letters. You'll learn about a little pronunciation tip that will immediately make you sound more like a French native. And you'll learn some grammar points in a really simple to understand way. You'll learn about what nouns and adjectives are, what masculine, feminine, and plural means in French. And you'll learn about the different words for the, a, and my. That's just a little taste of what you'll be learning in this course, but there is much more, and you'll be speaking in sentences from the very first lesson. I recommend that you work through this course in its entirety, and I don't suggest that you skip lessons, because every lesson leads on from the last lesson, incorporating things you learnt previously and adding to them in a way that helps you to remember everything. However, I have created a table of contents to make it easier for you to go back as and when you want to recap specific topics. You can find this table of contents at the very beginning of the course. A method that really works. I can't quite believe it, but over 500,000 people in more than 200 countries have now used 3-minute languages to learn to speak a foreign language. It still amazes me when I get an email from somebody on the other side of the world telling me how much they have enjoyed learning French with me. Apart from the thrill it gives me to find out people are listening to my voice in places like Mongolia, Peru, and even Fiji, it also confirms to me that the 3-minute languages courses work well. So if you want a course that teaches you to speak French that you can use in everyday situations, using a simple and fun method, then sign up to 3-Minute French today. Merci.